closely at the scrub jay intelligence and memory on display the next time a flash of blue descends upon your yard. You might see this striking bird hammer a peanut into the soft earth beneath your cedar tree. It nudges a dead leaf over the spot, pauses, and looks around. To an observer gazing through a kitchen window, this seems like a simple, instinctual act of survival, a repetitive habit driven by the approach of autumn. But beneath that crestless blue head lies a cognitive engine operating with astonishing sophistication. The bird is not merely hiding food, it is creating a complex mental map of your garden, a map that is constantly updated with remarkable precision. What appears to be a random burial is actually a highly calculated decision, one that involves a level of foresight that challenges our understanding of animal minds. For decades, science maintained a strict boundary between human intelligence and the rest of the animal kingdom. We believed that animals live in a permanent present, bound by immediate urges and simple associations. You might assume your backyard jays simply wander their territory, stumbling upon their hidden caches by a stroke of luck or a keen sense of smell. It feels comforting to view nature as a series of simple, automated behaviors. But this view is fundamentally incomplete. The bird outside your window is not acting on blind reflex. It is actively traveling through time, remembering a specific moment in its past to plan for a precise moment in its future. How can a creature with a brain the size of a walnut outperform most humans in a spatial memory test? The answer began to unravel in a laboratory setting. A groundbreaking study from Cambridge University, led by Dr. Nicola Clayton and published in the journal Nature in 1998, changed everything we knew about avian cognition. Researchers presented scrub jays with two types of food to cache in plastic trays filled with sand. They offered fresh, highly prized waxworms and durable, less exciting pine nuts. The jays' hidden caches were tracked carefully. The birds were then allowed to recover their food after either 4 hours or 4 full days. The choice they made shocked the observers. It revealed that the birds knew exactly how much time had passed since they buried each item. They possessed a mental clock of startling accuracy. When the jays returned after 4 hours, they went straight for the delicious waxworms. They remembered exactly where they had placed them. But when the researchers waited 4 days before letting the birds return, the jays entirely ignored the hidden worms. Instead, they focused all their energy on retrieving the pine nuts. They knew that after 4 days, the waxworms would be decayed and unpalatable. This choice proved they didn't just remember where the food was, they remembered what it was and when they put it there. This trinity of what, where, and when is the exact definition of episodic memory. The ability to mentally replay past experiences, a capacity once thought to belong exclusively to human beings. But the complexity of the scrub jay's mind goes much deeper than a simple calendar. The true genius of this bird reveals itself when it realizes it is being watched. In your yard, a jay rarely caches food in a vacuum. Other jays, crows, and squirrels are always lingering in the periphery. A follow-up study by Dr. Nicola Clayton at Cambridge University, published in Science in 2006, explored this exact social dynamic. The researchers allowed jays to cache food while another jay watched them through a transparent partition. Later, the caching birds were given private access to the same space without any onlookers. Instead of leaving their hidden treasures alone, the birds immediately dug up their food and moved it to entirely new, secret locations. They only performed this extra work if they had been observed during the initial hiding process. If they cached food in total privacy, they left it undisturbed. This behavior requires an extraordinary cognitive leap. The caching bird must project itself into the mind of the onlooker. It must realize that the other bird now possesses the knowledge of the food's location. By moving the cache, the scrub jay is actively deceiving the potential thief. This is not instinct. It is a calculated counter-strategy based on social awareness. Across an entire forest or a suburban neighborhood, thousands of these silent mental chess matches are happening every single day. The Cambridge researchers discovered an even darker twist to this avian drama. The jays did not all behave the same way. The birds that were most likely to recache their food when watched were individuals who had previously stolen food from other birds themselves. It takes a thief to know a thief. A jay that has never stolen does not anticipate that another bird will steal from it. This suggests that the bird uses its own past experience as a thief to predict the future behavior of its neighbors. It attributes motives and desires to others based on its own personal history. This ability represents the foundational building blocks of what psychologists call a theory of mind. This profound social intelligence transforms how we must view the landscape outside our windows. Your garden is not just a collection of plants and passing wildlife, it is a dense network of information, reputation, and memory. The scrub jay sitting on your wooden fence post is evaluating the risks of its environment every second. A study on avian stress hormones published in General and Comparative Endocrinology in 2015 highlights how these birds manage risk. When baseline corticosterone levels rise due to nearby predator activity, their caching strategies change. They become much more secretive. They choose darker, more obscured locations beneath dense shrubs rather than open patches of lawn. The bird calculates safety with the same nuance you might use when hiding a spare house key. Consider the sheer scale of this daily mental exercise. A single western scrub jay can cache thousands of individual seeds and nuts over the course of a single season. They distribute them across hundreds of different locations, spanning several acres. They must remember the exact coordinates of each site. They must remember the perishable nature of the item hidden there. They must recall if a rival bird was sitting on a nearby branch while the burial took place. If the conditions change, they adapt. If a shadow falls over a cache, making it harder to find, they adjust their mental map. This is a masterclass in spatial memory and cognitive flexibility, all happening silently while you sip your morning coffee. When you look back out at the branch outside your window, the bluebird perched there looks different. It is no longer just a beautiful visitor or a frantic collector of peanuts. It is an active observer of your shared world. It knows the rhythms of your yard. It likely recognizes your face and your daily routine, a trait well documented in corvids by researchers at the University of Washington. It remembers where it stood 4 hours ago, and it is actively planning for where it needs to be 4 days from now. But there is one final aspect of their memory that reshapes our entire understanding of the ecosystem. Scrub jays do not recover every single nut they bury. Some are forgotten intentionally, or the bird simply does not survive the winter to retrieve them. Because the jays meticulously select the healthiest, most viable seeds and bury them at the perfect depth for preservation, they are unknowingly planting the future. Oak woodlands across North America exist in their current form largely because of the precise, time-traveling memory of these birds. The ancient tree shading your driveway may very well be the result of a scrub jay that made a calculated decision centuries ago. The bird is an architect of the landscape. Its memory is woven directly into the earth. The next time you watch a jay push a seed into your lawn, remember that you are witnessing an ancient partnership between mind and habitat. If you wish to understand how deep these avian minds truly go, you must look at how they handle loss. The intelligence of the corvid family extends far beyond memory and into the emotional realm. In our next documentary, we explore the solemn rituals of the natural world, examining the University of Washington research into how crows react to the death of their own kind. Click the video on your screen now to step into the quiet, mysterious world of avian mourning.